Look, when you're part of this Indian team, you always know that the competition is going to be really, really high, and um, you'll never, you can never sit back and feel comfortable and feel like you own your position. You'll always be challenged, and um, that's the good thing about. I mean, that's how our country is. It's not short of talent, and there will be players coming in and knocking on the door all the time. So, as a player in the team, you always try to push yourself and keep training harder and keep working on your game and try to get better and better every time. And whenever the opportunity comes, you try to grab it with both hands, and yeah, and you try to keep doing that in every series. This is part of the journey, and everybody goes through this, and I didn't do anything different, or I wasn't too stressed. I knew, I mean, obviously as a player you're disappointed, and I've been sitting on the bench for a while, and the last time I played was three and a half months ago, so I was really excited and looking forward to doing well in the T20 series as well. And every cricketer, every player in the team wants to do that, and sometimes it doesn't happen, and you accept it. And for me, the most important thing was, if when I sat back and I tried to look back at things, I asked myself if I'd prepared well, if I was training hard, if there was anything that I did not do in terms of preparation. And when I thought about it, I did everything right. So after that, if I don't score runs, it's fine. I mean, I can accept that. And again, having said that, doesn't mean that you don't feel disappointed. You do feel disappointed because you're representing your country, or and you're playing at this level. You want to keep performing and keep winning games for your team, but you also have to accept that it's not always going to go your way. You need to be patient at times. I've been doing well and scoring runs and contributing in whatever roles and responsibilities that have been thrown at me for the last 2.5 years, and I've always put the team ahead, and I've always performed. So when things were going right, I didn't question my process, or didn't question my passion, or my commitment towards the game, or how I was preparing. So I didn't want to sit back and overthink about 3 or 4 bad performances. And I knew why. Like I said, you need to accept it sometimes, and I was doing most things right. Whatever was in my control, that is preparing well and being in a good mindset. And yeah, even after that, if you don't score runs, you accept it and move on. Yes, I was confident. I've always, for a player to come this far, it's only his self belief that gets him so far. So I've always been um, confident in who I am as a player, who I am as a person. So it was never an issue of confidence. It was never an issue of self belief. Like I said, you sometimes it's sport. You try everything you can. You do everything that is possible and in your control, and it still doesn't go your way. So you accept it, and you try and learn from the mistakes you've done, or try and learn from the hard days, and get back stronger. So yeah, I was always confident. I mean, if I knew that in the nets and at training and at practice sessions I was batting well. If there was a real issue with my batting, then I would have probably been a little underconfident. But yes, scoring runs is important, and it is everything for a player. But for me, I also look at myself at training, and if I'm preparing well, if I'm hitting the ball well, if my mind is in the right place. So most of the things were right. The only thing that wasn't working or going well for me was the numbers chart. Me getting runs, which is disappointing at the top of the order. You're like, when I open the batting, the team looks up to the openers to give them a solid start and get runs. So was a little disappointing, but it never affected my confidence or belief in myself. Look, freedom also, I mean, comes with playing a lot more games, lot more winning a lot more games together, and matches like these, um, where we were 200 for 5, and just the last 10 overs, nobody thought we could from that position get to 300, 315, and then those extra 40, 50 runs that Krunal and me got in the end ended up being very crucial, and ended up making the difference. So when we play more games like that, you as players, we as a team realize that there's that we have the potential to do that even if our top order doesn't fire. So I think the talk obviously is about getting playing with a lot more freedom, getting more runs. And when you say play with a lot more freedom, you end up scoring 350, 360 runs in a 50 over game. And then people will say yes, the team is playing with a lot of freedom. And for us, it's about how we figure um, in every situation how we can get the team past 300 or 350 runs, whatever is good on that particular wicket on that particular day. And the more regularly we do that, the more confidence we'll get as a batting group, and more confidence we will have as a team. But quite honestly, I'm not surprised with what he did yesterday. I was always very confident that the next player that's going to come out of Karnataka is going to be Prasidh. I watched with, I mean, we weren't of the same batch, but I watched him play a lot of junior cricket, and watching him in the nets, he was somebody who'd catch your eye. Tall guy, bowls quick, gets a lot of bounce from the wicket, and something. Having played with him in the last couple of seasons in for Mustaq Ali and Vijay Hazare, I realized that he's a brave boy. He has a great sense of the game. It's not just his skill, but how he understands the game and how he reads the game. He's a very keen learner. He's like I said, very brave and comes in with a lot of aggression. Even if you saw the last game, he wasn't shy to have a word or two with the batsman, and he enjoys being in a contest, and that's something that I loved about him. And I'm so happy to see that he's carrying on the same thing, and he wasn't overwhelmed by the place he is in, playing his first game for the country. I'm sure there will be a lot of nerves, but the way he came back after the first 3 overs, got those crucial wickets. So these are the qualities that define a player, and as a team, I think a lot of us are very, very impressed with what he's done, and hopefully he can carry on, keep getting better at his skill, and keep understanding the game better. And if he works harder, he'll be a great asset for Indian cricket. Look, I mean, as a batsman, or for me personally, I always feel that being in the middle, playing games, is what keeps me in the best touch. So having not got as much game time as I would have liked, I mean, I won't say did play on my mind, but I knew that somehow or the other I'll have to find a way to get myself best prepared with whatever opportunities I get at training, or we did a lot of open net sessions. Yeah, so in terms of that, I try to prepare in the best way possible. So, but again, having said that, nothing beats game time. I think a huge part is the IPL and the confidence that these boys come in with, and whoever's coming into the team, it's not because they performed in one season of the IPL or one season of first class cricket. It's been about 2-3 years of consistent performances in whatever at whatever level they play or wherever they play. Obviously, you would have heard Surya and Ishan and Krunal in their interviews saying that they've played against most of these guys in the IPL at some point, and they know how they go about their games. And IPL performances have obviously given them a lot of confidence, and they've carried that confidence into playing for their country. And it's something also the team, the management, and the environment here in the Indian team. What we try to do is to give the confidence to the youngsters coming in. And I feel weird calling them youngsters because we've seen them for so many years. We've seen them performing, and yeah, when they come in, we want all the players to continue to do what they've been doing at whatever levels they play. It shouldn't change how they play as soon as they wear an India cap. It's important that they stick to what they've been doing so well for so many years, and that is what has brought them so far. So it's important for them to keep believing in that process, and try to do their best here, and try and enjoy the opportunity.